Welcome, everyone, to a Vinyasa Flow yoga class. My name's Dee, and I'll guide your practice today. Come to a comfortable seat. We'll have a short seated Shavasana, legs in any position, sitting straight up and down, using the core to hold us up, maybe using the arms in combination with blocks or not. Coming into a position that works for you and your body. Careful to locate and release any tension that you feel in the body. Closing down the eyes. Let's begin to take some deeper breaths here. Pulling our attention within. Drawing each breath a little bit deeper than the last. And as you're ready, I wanted to do a pranayama with a pause today. So let's do box breath. Like a box with four sides, your breath is divided into four parts. One, the inhale. Two, a pause. Three, a slow exhale. And then a second pause before inhaling again. Start as you're ready. And I always gauge about 7 to 10 breaths in a pranayama practice, helping me to focus within as I begin to move after that. Enjoying each pause as we continue to breathe. Each complete breath having four different parts. Take one more breath before you set box breathing aside if you haven't already. And next, flutter open your eyes. And let's begin to wiggle just the fingers. Just the fingers and the thumb can join in. The first movement we'll do is lengthen and extend the spine. So with the chin parallel to the ground, release your arms by your sides. And on the next inhale, reach out and up or forward and up, however your space is or however your arms are comfortable. Inhaling to lift up overhead, staying here and seeing if we can reach the crown of our head a little closer to the sky. Nice. Keep reaching and breathing. And then allow your next exhale to lower your arms very slowly down by your side in any manner. Let's move in a lateral motion for the second and third movement of the spine. We can keep both hands low. Inhale to engage the core, lift the crown of the head to the ceiling. Exhale, release to one side. See if it helps to lift your opposite arm. Keeping the shoulder lifted, not drawing the shoulder forward, but keeping it up and back. Nice. Let's come back straight up and down, and let's head over to the opposite side. First, we'll inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, we'll reach over. Maybe we use the opposite arm, maybe we don't. Inhale to come back up. Exhale to release the arm. Let's come into a twist by reaching one arm and hand across the body, holding on to the knee. The free hand moves forward and then up towards the sky, back behind you, and then down to the floor where you can tent your fingers or flatten your palm or rest this hand on a block. Inhale to lift the crown of the head to the ceiling. Exhale to twist here. Use that crossed over arm and hand to help guide your spine to a nice, comfortable spot where you're feeling just a gentle twist here. Let's move our eyes to the back behind us, and let's move our chin to the back behind us as we're breathing here. Holding this pose just a little longer than normal today. And with your next exhale, we'll release. Eyes can come back to center, chin can come back to center, arms and shoulders squared over the hips. And let's switch sides. We're crossing the opposite arm and hand. The free arm and hand is going to lift forward, up, back, and down. See how your shoulder motion feels there. You're setting yourself to already be in a gentle twist. Let's inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, let's twist the body. Holding on to that hand, that hand holding on to the knee. That's what, sometimes I talk too fast. Let's move the eyes back behind us, and now let's move the chin back behind. We'll take a couple more breaths here. And then as you're ready, move your eyes to center, move your chin, square your shoulders, come back around to the front. All right, so that was movement 4 and 5. 6 and 7 is arching and rounding the spine. So begin with some pelvic tilts. Let these be seated pelvic tilts, and we're moving the spine as much or as little as we want, but we're not overdoing it. So we're not rounding the spine very much. We're not arching the spine very much. This is a way gentle movement for those of us over 55, women over 55, that is. We'll come back to center and let's start to kind of stretch our legs and hips. So we'll reach both feet straight out in front of us. Let's come into a forward fold, arms released down and out by our side, heels hip distance apart, knees straightened as much as it's comfortable, but there can still be bends in your knees. Let's inhale, lifting the arms up overhead. Exhale, let's tilt the head, neck, and chest forward. Let the hands come down quickly. Keep your back flat and find the length through the spine with the crown of your head. Bring your chin to neutral. Let it be parallel to the floor, but also perpendicular to your chest, just like it would be if you were standing. Engage your core, and on the inhale, peel yourself up away from your legs. And let's come into tree by bending our left knee. I'll mirror you as you draw your left foot up to the top, inner thigh, or below the knee, the low leg. Left knee relaxes down and out. I like to use a block here. Give my thighs some support to relax and open. Relaxing that left leg, but left foot pressing into right leg, somewhere along the length of it. One more breath here. Here, from this tree, let's come into figure four by lifting the ankle up and placing it on the extended leg on the right. We can bend up through that right knee. We're sitting up nice and tall on the sits bone. So if you're rounding your spine, lower your knee a little bit, let your heels slide forward away from your hips, but still in line with the hips. Okay, till you get a nice stretch in this left hip, and that opening the knee here, opening the hip. On your next exhale, release the leg. If you've lifted your right leg, we'll come into a butterfly pose, seated butterfly. As you're ready, moving blocks, letting the heels come a comfortable distance away from the hips so that the legs can both relax and open, sitting up nice and tall. And breathing here. Tight in the core, holding yourself up here. Let's switch to the opposite side. So what we'll do is straighten our left leg this time. Right knee is bent out to the side, seated tree. Press through your left heel, making your leg work like it would be if it was standing. On the left, relaxing into your tree, letting that right knee open out and down. One more breath here. And now let's lift up this right ankle, place it on top of the left leg somewhere comfortable. Maybe we bend up through the knee on the left, sitting up still nice and tall, not letting the spine round or arch. Breathing as you stretch this hip open. And as you're ready, releasing and coming back into butterfly. Maybe bound angle, holding on here. Taking a breath or two. Now, next, we'll transition to table. And let's start with cat-cow. So inhale the knees back towards the middle. Send both feet to one side to get up onto knees and hands. Start with cat-cows. Slowly moving, not extending these two poses very far. Keeping it a gentle movement to go easy on the back, preventing injury. We'll bring our spine to the center and we'll walk our hands, or sorry, to neutral, walking the hands, two handprints up towards the top of the mat. Shift your left knee forward, right behind your left wrist. See if you can scooch that right knee back, the right hip down. See if it feels good to add a block somewhere under that right leg or and somewhere under the left hip. So you can make yourself very comfortable in this pose. If your hips are tight and you're not able to sink that right leg down, that's okay. You might be propping yourself up partially on that right knee. That's all right as well. So, wherever you happen to be in this pose, some of you might want to come down to resting pigeon now, and some of you might even release all the way to sleeping pigeon. Let your body tell you what it wants and can do, always moving very slowly and gently to transition. One more breath. All right. Left knee was forward. So we'll remember that as we inhale and shift out of pigeon and into table once again. We'll stay working on the left side by bringing the right hand straight under the face or chest. Releasing the left arm, let's inhale, threading the needle, lifting those right fingers towards the ceiling. Exhale, stay lifted and thread the needle. Sorry, the left arm is lifting, my bad. Now we're going to thread the needle and release the left fingertips over towards the right. Keep breathing and lifting. Staying lifted and releasing. Crossing the left arm across the chest, getting that nice stretch in the shoulders. And then the next time the fingers are lifted, as we exhale, we'll lower that left shoulder towards the floor or perhaps toward a block, reaching the left arm out and pressing into the floor, maybe reaching that right arm up and away from the body, maybe bringing the back of the hand to the sacrum. Next, let's plant this right hand. We'll inhale, lifting the left arm. Let's bring our right foot to the outside of our mat. We'll step that left leg and foot back, stack the left hip on top of the right, and turn the chest to the left. We're keeping ourselves supported by the right hand still. You can keep your left arm and hand low, or you can lift it up towards the sky, or bring your bicep to the left ear. Exhale, keep releasing that left hand and arm as you rotate the left shoulder, draw that left knee in, and you're back at your table for some cat-cows. Very gentle cat-cows, not moving very much through rounding and arching at all. Now from table, walk your hands 2 handprints forward. This time we draw the right knee to the right wrist. We're setting up pigeon on the opposite side. We'll cinch and relax that left side of down at the hips. We might move our right heel over to the left side of the mat. We'll keep ourselves propped up, our chin in neutral position, the crown of the head reaching diagonally. Breathing slowly here. And then perhaps coming down to resting pigeon, and maybe all the way down with the chest reaching towards the floor and sleeping pigeon. And take a few breaths wherever you are now. On the next breath in, let's begin to shift. Walk our hands back underneath our shoulders. Draw the right knee next to the left. This time, left hand comes to the center, right below us. Freeze up our right hand, and on the next inhale, we'll lift that right arm and hand up and back, reaching the fingers back behind us. Exhale, stay lifted through that left arm and reach the right hand over to the left side of the mat. Keep this motion going as long as it feels good, moving with each breath. And then the next time the arm on the right is lifted, take your time to release the right shoulder down toward the floor, propping yourself up with couch pillows, blocks, whatever works for you. Pressing the back of the right hand down into the floor, lifting that left arm up and back. Breathing in our thread the needle shape. Nice. Release that left hand now. Let it come back down in front of the body. We'll inhale to lift up away from the floor. This time, left foot comes out along the left side of the mat. The right foot and leg reaches out and back. The right hip lifts up on top of the left. Shoulders are stacked. Arm, the right arm is along the side body, or we've lifted it up any distance away in that range of motion. And then let's release the hand. Come back to our table pose. And from here, we'll walk our hands towards our knees. We're going to come into gate pose. We can turn towards the long edge of the mat, place the blanket in the center, face our device or not, look to the right or left. But from gate, we want to be starting facing the long edge of the mat. So as we extend one leg long, finding our gate pose, we'll keep our knee and feet on the mat. So settling in with the lower body, feeling a little bit of a stretch on that inside right leg. Let's move from a sway pose where we take a lateral stretch toward the extended leg to a half moon shape where we'll kind of totter or teeter back and forth, windmilling the arms from a sway pose into half moon. You can keep the left foot on the floor and just lift the left arm. You can keep the left arm low and just lift the left leg. You could make any kind of choice, but to transition out, let's draw the arm down and then the knee in on the left, and we'll press ourselves up off of the right side of the mat. Let's extend the right leg long now. We'll switch everything to the opposite side. So let an inhale lift the right side, and we're going to release over the left. Then we'll plant that right hand, and perhaps lift the left side of the body or not, making this as challenging or as easy as we'd like. And then releasing both arms, drawing that right knee back in and under. Let's come up to a standing posture. We'll all meet in mountain pose. We'll meet towards the top of our mat as well. Let's find a five pose flow from our hero 2 shape, okay? Starting there. So from mountain, let's lean into our left leg and we'll step our right leg back behind us. We'll turn the toes 90 degrees in the back from the front. We're going to bend our front knee, drawing that left knee towards the left toes. Inhale to lift the arms out and up, or you can keep them down by your side if you prefer. From here, we'll inhale, releasing the back hand and lifting the front arm. So that left arm lifts. And then exhale, we'll windmill our arms. We'll send our shoulders and our head forward. Let's bend the elbow, rest on the thigh, and draw the opposite arm over and up as far as you'd like to go. Now, straighten the left knee. Pick your shoulders up just a little bit. We don't want to be deep in when we are in triangle pose. Stack the arms and hands. Come into reverse triangle by pressing down through both feet, windmilling the right arm down as you lift the left arm up. And as we release that left arm and hand, let's step that right foot back forward so that we're back in our mountain shape. Take a couple breaths there in mountain, arms at your side, shoulders back and down. And let's switch our hero to flow to the opposite side. This time we step the left foot back, turning the toes 90 degrees, bending that right knee, drawing the toes on the right, the knee to the toes on the right at the smaller side. So feel that opening in the hip on the right. When you've set your foundation, inhale the arms out and up. Arms are parallel to the floor. Breath is still steady, measured, lengthened. Now on the next inhale, we'll lift the front arm and lower the back left arm. Exhale, we'll release head, neck, and chest. Upper body comes forward, and we'll lean on the forearm and lift that left hand out and up. Now press down through both feet, straighten the right knee, stack arms on top of each other, pressing down through both feet, windmill the arms on an inhale. Start to bring that right arm up overhead for a stretch. Left arm relaxes down by the left leg. And then exhale, releases the right arm and hand, and we'll step back up towards the top of our mat in mountain. From there, let's come into chair. We'll inhale, arms come out and up, or they stay at the waist or down by your sides as we sink our hips back and down and bend our knees, pressing into all four corners of both feet. Trying to make the upper body into a diagonal here. When we're tired, we're going to press down through both feet and start to straighten our knees. Okay? Coming up into an aligned position. Exhale to release into chair. Inhale to lift out of chair. Keep moving at your own pace. Exhale to release into chair. Inhale to lift. How far can you bring your thighs? How low can you bring your thighs as you exhale? Challenge your body, but don't overdo it. Next time your knees are straight, you can come back into your mountain shape. All right. Let's begin a couple of sun salutations from our standing shape here. And then we'll do a couple of balance poses before we return or make our way as we cool down and return to the mat. So from your standing mountain position, inhale your arms out and up overhead. Exhale, nose dive, forward fold. Bend knees and elbows, let the head hang. Inhale, come halfway up, hands to legs somewhere. Exhale, deeply bend your knees. Send your head, neck, and chest forward as you reach your hands to the floor, grounding both palms, and then step the left foot back. Lower high lunge, letting the left knee either float back down or keep it lifted. Inhale to lift the arms up overhead. A high lunge, that left heel in the back is lifted. Exhale, release your upper body, plant your hands, step that right foot back to come into plank, or release both knees coming into half plank. Take a couple of breaths, feeling strong in this pose. Then the next inhale sends the body a little forward towards the top of the mat. As we exhale, we'll flatten our feet, slower descent as we bend our elbows and let the head, neck, and chest release to the floor. Inhale, coming up into cobra, stretching through the top of your head, lifting your nose, your gaze as you look forward, pressing your hands into the floor, elbows in. Exhale to release, tuck under both feet, come up through table or plank or half plank into downward facing dog. From down dog, exhale to lower both knees. Inhale, walking hands to the knees. Set one foot forward. Come up into a standing position. Inhale, lifts the arms and hands up over the head. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up, hands to legs. Exhale, release your upper body again over the lower body. Inhale, press down through both feet, lift up through both hands, reach the fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, hands come down to the heart in Anjali Mudra. Moving to the other side, inhaling the arms out and up. Exhale, nose dive, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, release, deeply bend the knees, plant the hands, step the right foot back this time. Inhale, peel the chest, the shoulders, the head up away from that left thigh. Inhale, arms out and up over the head. Exhale, we'll release the hands, head, neck, and chest. Float back down to the floor. We'll come into our plank or half plank from there. Taking a couple of breaths, finding the strength in this pose. Inhale, pressing on the toes to lift the body up towards the top of the mat. Exhale, releases the body to the floor slowly. Inhale, extend the spine as you press kind of with the whole body to lift the crown of the head out and up. Exhale to release. Tuck under the toes. Come up through table or plank into downward facing dog. Stretch the dog here. Then let the knees float down to the mat. You're back at table. Inhale, walk the hands to the knees, and then step up. Find your standing pose. Inhale, arms come out and up. Exhale, nose dive, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up, hands on legs. Exhale, release again. Inhale, press down through both feet, lift up through your torso, your head, your hands. Exhale, hands to the heart. All right. Take a couple of breaths. Kind of check in with the body. We're going to keep that pace, completing one more sun salutation each side. Inhaling the arms out and up. Exhale, nose dive, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, release to the floor. Through the forward fold, stepping that left foot back. Low lunge or high lunge. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower, finding your plank or half plank, taking a breath there, pressing on the toes on the next inhale, exhale, releasing the body slowly to the floor. Find that extension as you inhale, lifting up through the head, neck, and shoulders, pressing down on the palms. Exhale, release to the floor, curl under the feet. Find your downward facing dog. Stretch there for a breath or two. Then let your knees both float down to the mat on an exhale. On an inhale, walk your hands to your knees and then keep lifting up away from the floor, sending one foot forward and coming up off that back toe bed. Inhale, lifts the arms out and up, full body stretch. Exhale, nose dive, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, release again, head, neck, and chest, arms. Inhale, press down through your feet, lift up through your torso, arms up overhead once again. Exhale, hands to the heart. Checking in here. And then as you're ready, moving again at your own pace, inhaling, arms out and up. Exhale, nose dive, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, release, forward fold. Step the right foot back this time. Keep that right knee lifted or let it float down. Inhale to peel the upper body away from the lower. Find your high or low lunge. Exhale, find your plank or half plank. Taking a few more breaths here, challenging yourself. Then inhaling to continue. Exhale to lower to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, downward facing dog. Make your way as slowly as you need to. Stretch here. Then on the next exhale, both knees float to the floor. Inhale, hands walk to the knees. We'll lift our head, neck, and chest as we continue to inhale. Coming up to our mountain pose. Inhale, lifts the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, nose dive, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, release again. Inhale, press down through both feet, lift up through both arms, bring your hands together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a moment, look around to orient yourself to where you're faced in your room that you're in. And from here, we'll move into tree pose. We'll transition to hand to big toe on each side. So pick which side you're going to focus on first. Press down through the opposite leg, bending the side you're focusing on, that knee. Opening the knee out to the side, keeping the knee kind of oriented that way before bringing that heel into the standing leg, ankle. You can lift up your toes, toe tap here. Find your tree. Maybe do some movement using a drishti or focal point. Growing your branches or not, keeping them in and together, closer. From here, if you want to move to hand to big toe, draw that bent knee forward, then lift it up hip height. Take the two opposite pointer and middle finger, wrap it around the big toe, straighten the knee, lifting the foot out and up. And maybe stretching, twisting to one side so that the back arm reaches back as this arm that's in front stays level with the leg. Come back to your tree if you feel like it. Transition back to hand to big toe if that works for you. Do some movements halfway in between. Maybe not taking it so challenging today. And then let's do some arm swings to release the spine and release the tension in the hips. Taking a deep breath. Good. Let's come back to center. We'll find our tree on the opposite side. So, opposite leg is now the standing leg. We'll bend the side we're working on, that knee. We'll open it out, orienting the toes and the knee to the small edge of the mat, length of the mat. We can bring the heel in, practice with toe tapping, find our drishti point, and find some length and extension. Maybe not using your arms at all, but still using your body, your torso rather, and your legs. If you'd like to transition to hand to big toe, we'll draw that knee forward. Get the opposite two fingers. Extend this leg long. As we reach back, we can use a block, a prop I meant, a wall, if we'd like. A block would not work. Maybe finding our tree once again. Finding our hand to big toe once again. Maybe balancing on one foot and being happy with our progress there. Releasing that leg that was lifted, coming into arm swings. And then we'll make our way down to the mat for our cool down. We're going to place our blanket right under where our hips or knees would be if we were coming to table or if we were in supine with our knees on the floor. What we'll do, though, here is come to our side. So pick the side where you can face the screen for this one. We're going to reach the lower arm out and up towards the short end of the mat as we lower our side body onto the floor. Let's bend up through our knees so that our knees are in line with our hips. And our top leg is stacked on top of the bottom leg. From here, we're going to send our top shoulder back, but our hip forward. So we are kind of moving the leg on top a little bit forward, and we're drawing our top arm and hand back. And then we're coming back to neutral. Draw your hip forward and your shoulder back. Come back to neutral. One more time, hip forward, shoulder back, and then come back to neutral. Now let's lower the same side hand or the top hand alongside the hip. And we're going to move the head and the shoulder towards the top hip. So the top shoulder rather, and the head are moving toward the top hip. If that makes sense. So you're lifting and lowering your head, and you're drawing this top shoulder towards this top hip. Okay. One more, and then we'll relax our head down. Now keep your knees together and lift the top foot. Just lift it a few inches and then replace it, stacking top foot on top of bottom foot. Now leave your foot where it is, top foot, and lift your top knee and then lower. Lift your top knee and then lower. Maybe make this move with your breath. Inhaling, top knee lifts. Exhale, top knee lowers. All right, let's switch sides, either rolling onto your spine or rolling onto your stomach and rolling up, up, back into lying down on the opposite side. So the lower arm and hand is underneath the head, maybe cradling the head, making a pillow for it. And the knees are bent. Both knees are stacked on top of each other. The knees are right in front of the hips. And from here, let's move our top knee and top of the leg forward to get that hip moving forward. And we'll reach our top arm so that we get the shoulder to go back. And then we'll come back to center or neutral. Top hip goes forward, top shoulder goes back. Let's do that again. Hip forward, shoulder back. Hip forward, shoulder back. All right, good. One more. Shoulder back. Now we'll lay the top hand alongside the body. And as we lift our head, we'll move our shoulder to our hip. Top shoulder goes to top hip and the head. Top shoulder and head moves toward top hip and then releases. Let's make each side even. I've been doing about 5 each side. Now we'll relax our head down, still using this little pillow, and we'll keep our knees together and lift our foot. Top foot lifts up away from the bottom foot. We'll keep our knees glued together, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Now keep your ankles glued together, lift the top knee and then lower. Top knee and then lower. This is somatic movement. And then lower. Top knee and then lower. Good. Now let's roll onto our spine. We're going to set up eagle arms and legs. So bend up through each knee. Place each foot on the floor, hip distance apart on your mat. Let's cross our right leg over our left. And if we want, we can lift up our left foot so that both the right and left foot heels are even with the height of our knees. Our knees are right up over our hips. We'll inhale our arms out wide like wings. And as we exhale, let's either draw our left elbow over the right, or let's bring our hands and elbows toward each other as much as we can, keeping that tension, drawing the hands and elbows together. If your right elbow is crossed, see if you can wrap your lower arms around each other and find your eagle pose by inhaling, lifting your elbows up towards the top of your mat. Exhale to lower. Elbows draw towards the abdomen, feet draw towards the mat, everything unwinds, and let's windshield wiper in between our eagle arms and legs. So windshield wipering here. Letting the knees rotate side to side. Bringing the knees back up to center, setting up our eagle legs on the opposite side. This time, left leg crosses over right. Maybe we're lifting that right foot up off the ground to challenge our abdomen. Maybe we're keeping that right foot low. Doesn't matter. Choose your own yoga. Inhale your arms out wide like wings. Exhale. Left elbow either goes over on top of the right, or you're trying to press your elbows and palms closer together before you bend through the elbows. Fingertips are pointing towards the short top of the mat. Inhale to lift the elbows away from kind of your face and chest, right? And then exhale brings it all back in, the feet lower, and we'll windshield wiper, arms and legs uncrossed. Feeling good in our core here. Now, next time your knees are back up towards the sky, let's come into seed pose by drawing one knee in at a time or both knees in together and wrapping our arms around our legs, legs to chest in seed pose. And let's begin rocking from right to left. Taking a few breaths here. As you rock slowly and gently, let's come back to center. On the next inhale, let's lift, our feet to the sky, taking a yoga walk, stretching the legs here through the bottoms of the feet, lifting towards the sky. You could keep both legs stretching straight up to the ceiling without ungrounding your sacrum. That flat bone pressing into the floor with the heels directly above the hips. So you can keep yoga walking. You can stretch your legs, do a hamstring stretch by holding onto your feet or the backs of your legs, or maybe using a strap to draw the legs toward you. Take a few more breaths, exploring lifted legs here. Maybe you're lifting and then lowering to cut down on the stress it's putting on your body to lift your legs and feet up. Let's move now into student choice. What is your body calling you to do? What movement have you not done that your body would like to make or feel a certain stretch? Finding stillness wherever you've chosen, or perhaps staying in motion, doing what feels right, and not worrying about it, letting go with your mind and just letting your body talk to you through the movement here. Take 2 to 3 more breaths in your student choice pose. And then as you're ready, begin to settle your body into a familiar position, one that you use for final shavasana every time, one that allows your body a position to completely relax and let go, letting go through the back of the head, the shoulders, the hips. Letting go through the elbows, the backs of the knees. Letting go through the wrists and the ankles. Letting go through the hands and the feet. Letting go through the arms and the legs. Letting go through the spine from the brainstem down the neck and the throat, down past the connection with the shoulders, upper ribs, lower ribs, connection with the hips through the pelvis, the iliosacrum, the whole body heavy, lying on the floor. Let the next breath roll in a little more slowly. Keep extending your breath as much as possible, making your body feel heavier and heavier and heavier. And now, on our next inhale, let's rock the chin from left to right. Small movements, letting the head slowly move, getting a massage along the back of the skull. We'll bring our chin back to center and let's roll slowly, gently over onto one side. We'll press ourselves up away from the floor, slowly bringing our head up last. Fixing our towel or blanket so that we can elevate our hips here. Pressing into both sits bones, legs in any comfortable position, arms releasing down by your sides. On your next inhale, lift your arms and hands out and up. Press your palms into one another. Exhale, hands down to the heart center, closing down your eyes, releasing your chin to bow to the divine. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Let your next inhale lift your chin. You can blink open slowly your eyes, then release your hands. And thank you so much for joining Stretch and I for a Vinyasa flow yoga class. We'll see you next time, and we hope you are healthy, happy, safe, and living life with ease. Take care.